Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something that feels simple on the surface, maybe, but it's actually, fundamental. It's the structure behind work, travel, social stuff.
Everything, really.
Exactly. How to master time and appointments in English.
Yeah, and it's such a crucial bit of linguistic infrastructure, as you said. When we look through the source material, the problem isn't usually knowing the numbers, like 1, 2, 3.
Right.
It's knowing the rules. It's about when something happens and how you talk about that clearly and, importantly, politely.
Politeness is key, isn't it? Especially with scheduling.
Definitely. So our mission today, basically, is to take all these grammar points, these social habits, and, well, make them usable, turn them into language you can actually use without thinking too hard.
Absolutely. Think of this as, a masterclass in talking about time.
Yeah, I like that.
We're going beyond just like reciting rules from a book. We want you to feel confident. By the end of this, you should feel totally ready to handle any kind of time-based chat. Scheduling meetings, canceling plans, you name it.
So we've kind of boiled it down into 3 main chunks.
Okay.
First, we'll lay the groundwork, how to talk about when things happen. That means really getting those prepositions sorted.
The infamous preposition.
Then second, we'll get into telling the time itself, because English has those 2 ways, right? The digital way and the more traditional clock face way.
The quarter past, half past stuff.
Exactly. And then finally, the really practical bit, the social language. Making appointments, confirming them, and this is a big one, how to reschedule politely when things change.
Which happens all the time.
Constantly.
So the goal here, a shortcut, a fast track to being fluent when you're managing anything involving time in English.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's get straight into it. Section 1, the geography of time. Right, so this foundational structure. We need to map out time, define the parts, and then learn the rules for navigating that map. When you think about time in English, it's like we're dealing with different scales, right? Big containers, flat surfaces, specific points.
That's a really good way to put it, the geography of time.
And the prepositions, they're like the directions. They tell you exactly what kind of scale, what kind of time segment you're talking about.
Exactly. And if you think about them spatially, like you just did, containers, surfaces, points, they suddenly stop feeling like random rules you have to memorize.
Yeah, they start to make a bit more sense.
They become logical tools.
Okay, so let's cover the absolute basics first. The vocabulary everyone needs. Days of the week.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep, and the months of the year.
January through December. Gotta know those.
You just need these cold. They're the scaffolding for everything else we're going to build.
Right. Now, here's where English gets, well, quite specific, and where learners often get tripped up. Unlike some other languages, maybe, where one little word might cover lots of time situations, English has these really strict divisions. We absolutely need to get our heads around on, in, and at.
The big 3. Okay, let's start with on, in. What's the rule here? Why on?
Okay, so on, in. Think of on as being for surfaces. A specific day on the calendar is like a line or a flat space.
Like a square on the calendar page.
Exactly. So when you put an event onto that specific day surface, you use on. The meeting is on Tuesday. We go shopping on Saturdays. It's non-negotiable for days of the week.
Okay, days. Makes sense. But hang on, here's something that always comes up. What about dates? Like if I say July 15th, that has a month in it, July. Why is it still on July 15th?
Fantastic question, because it gets right to the core logic. Yes, July 15th happens inside the container of July. But when you say the full date, like July 15th, the focus shifts. It shifts to the specific day, the number 15. That makes it a distinct point, a specific spot on the timeline.
So the day number takes priority.
Precisely. The day rule wins. So my appointment is on July 15th. You're anchoring it to that specific day.
Got it. And this also works for holidays, right? But only if you actually say the word day.
Exactly. Like we have turkey on Thanksgiving Day, or we open presents on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
You're focusing on that specific 24-hour period, that day. If you just said at Christmas, that's different, more general.
Okay. On is for days and specific dates. Nailed it. What's next? In.
In, right. If on is the surface, en is the container, the bigger space, the volume.
Like a box.
Exactly like a box. So we use in for longer periods, months, years, seasons, decades, centuries. You're saying the event happens somewhere inside that larger chunk of time.
Okay. So examples. I love skiing in the winter.
Yep.
The Beatles were famous in the 1960s. My birthday's in September. No specific day mentioned, just the month container.
perfect. It gives you that broader time frame. You're not pinpointing the exact moment, just placing it within a larger segment. Very useful for general plans or historical context.
Okay, containers make sense for in. So we've had surfaces on, containers in. What's left?
The point, the exact location. That brings us to AT.
Ah, the precision tool.
That's it, exactly. If in is the big box and on is the specific square on the calendar, AT is the laser dot. It's used only for exact specific times on the clock.
Right, so super precise. At 5 o'clock, at 2:30, at midnight, at noon.
When you hear at used with time, your brain should immediately think clock time coming up. Specific moment.
And this strict separation is what makes the system work, isn't it? It avoids confusion.
It really does. That clarity is powerful. Like if I ask, when's the party? And you say, in Saturday.
Right.
I kind of get what you mean. You mean sometime during Saturday, but grammatically it jars. Because Saturday is a day, a surface. It needs on.
So the correct answer has to be on Saturday.
Has to be. And if you said at Saturday, well, that just makes no sense at all.
Because at needs a clock time, not a whole day.
Exactly. It needs the pinpoint.
Wow. Okay, those three little words on, at, they carry a lot of weight.
They really do.
Now, what about those general parts of the day? Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Where do they fit in? You call them time of day shortcuts.
Right. These generally follow the container logic, mostly using n.
Okay.
We think of the morning, the afternoon, the evening as broad stretches of time, like containers. So we say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I drink coffee in the morning. The meeting is in the afternoon.
Makes sense. But you said mostly. There's a catch, isn't there?
There is. The famous exception, night. For some reason, we don't say in the night. We always say AT night.
Ah, yes. At night. That's such a common one to get wrong. Why is it at? Any idea?
It's a bit of a linguistic fossil, maybe. Nobody's entirely sure. Perhaps because night feels more like a specific point, or maybe it's linked to specific times at night, like at midnight. Or maybe just because darkness felt different, more specific. Whatever the historical reason, it's just one of those things you have to memorize.
So just drill it. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening.
But at night.
Got it. Read a book in the afternoon, watch TV at night. Okay.
Let's try putting it all together. An example integration. Imagine someone asks you, when is the deadline for this project report? How would you answer precisely?
Okay, let's say it's due Friday at 4 p.m. I'd need the day and the time. So the report is due on Friday.
Good. On for the day.
At 4 p.m.
Perfect. At for the exact clock time. You've combined the surface and the point.
What if it was a longer time frame? Like, say, we need to finish the first stage during the third quarter of the year.
Ah, now you're talking about a larger container, quarter 3. So you'd use in. We need to complete phase 1 in Q3, or in the third quarter.
See how the preposition shifts based on the scale, right? From the pinpoint at to the container in. Okay. So the listener application here is really direct. When you're planning anything, booking a flight, arranging a meeting, even just thinking about your schedule, consciously think about the preposition first. Is it a day or date? Use on. Is it a specific clock time? Use at. Is it a month, year, season, or general part of the day except night? Use in. That
active self-correction right in the moment is probably the fastest way to make this automatic, to get fluent with this core structure.
Definitely. Okay, foundation laid. We know how to place events on the timeline using on, in, and at. Now let's zoom right in on the clock itself.
Right, so we've handled the big picture, days, months, years. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the actual time on the clock. Section 2 is all about this because English has this dual system.
2 completely separate ways to say the same time, which can be confusing.
It really can be. You absolutely need to understand both to follow native speakers easily.
So the core idea is this split. You've got the straightforward digital way of reading the numbers.
Like off your phone screen?
Yeah. Versus the more traditional sort of fraction-based way that uses the clock face.
Exactly. Let's start with the easy one. 2.1, the digital style. Direct reading.
Okay. This is pretty much universal now, isn't it?
It is. It's super simple, very efficient. You just say the hour number, then the minute number.
So 10.15 is?
10:15.
11.45.
11:45.
Simple. What about when the minutes are less than 10? Like 6.05.
Ah, good point. You need to pronounce the 0. We say O. So 6.05 is 6:05, not 6:5.
Right, 6:05, like 7.08 would be 7:08.
Exactly. This digital style is, well, it's preferred in a lot of contexts. technical fields, travel timetables, formal announcements, anywhere you need absolute clarity and no room for misunderstanding.
Because it's unambiguous.
Totally.
Okay, that's the straightforward one.
Yeah.
Now for the fun part, the part that often trips learners up, 2.2, the traditional style, fractions of the hour.
The traditional style. This one requires thinking about the old analog clock face, with the hands moving around.
Divided into 60 minutes, with key points at the quarter hours and the half hour.
Precisely. And the keywords here are past and to.
Okay. How do they work?
So, for the first half of the hour, that's minutes 1 through 30, we look back at the hour that just started. We use past to say how many minutes have gone past that hour.
Makes sense.
But once you cross the 30-minute mark, you switch your thinking. You look forward to the next hour, and you use to say how many minutes are left until that next hour.
Okay, interesting mental shift there. Let's walk through an example hour, maybe use 8 o'clock as our base.
Good idea. Let's detail the transformations for the hour of 8. So 8:80 on the dot is simply 8 o'clock.
Easy enough.
8:25, that's 15 minutes past 8. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour, so it becomes a quarter past 8.
Okay, a quarter past 8.
8:30, that's 30 minutes past 8. 30 minutes is half an hour, so half past 8.
Half past 8. Still looking back?
Still looking back, but now 8.45, we've crossed the halfway point.
Right, so we don't say 45 past 8.
No, that sounds weird in this style. We now look forward to the next hour, which is 9 o'clock. How many minutes are left until 9?
15 minutes.
Which is a quarter of an hour, so 8.45 becomes a quarter to 9.
Ah, a quarter to 9, looking ahead. Okay, that clarifies the main points. A clock, quarter past, half past, quarter to.
Those are the most common ones, yeah.
But what about the minutes in between? Like, not exactly on the quarter hour. What if it's, say, 8.08?
Good question. You still use past because it's in the first half hour, but you just state the number of minutes. So 8.08 is 8 minutes past 8.
Okay, 8 minutes past 8.
Or you might just hear 8 past 8 sometimes, casually.
And 8.22, still in the first half.
Yep, 22 minutes past 8. You always say the minutes first, then past, then the hour.
Got it. Minutes first. Now, what about deep in the second half? Like 8.52.
Okay, 8.52. We're past the halfway mark, so we need to... How many minutes until 9 o'clock?
60 minus 52. 8 minutes.
Exactly. So 8.52 in the traditional style is 8 minutes to 9.
8 minutes to 9. Okay. That mental switch after half past is the key thing to practice, isn't it? Looking forward to the next hour.
It really is. And, you asked why this traditional style sticks around when digital is so easy.
Yeah, why bother?
Well, I think part of it is cultural. It's just deeply ingrained in how people talk socially. It often sounds a bit softer, maybe more relaxed.
Yeah, I can see that. If a friend says, let's meet at 3:30, it sounds kind of casual, friendly.
Right. Whereas if they say, let's meet at 3:30, it might sound a tiny bit more, I don't know, businesslike. Or just very direct.
Transactional, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. So being fluent means not just understanding both styles, but maybe choosing the right one for the situation. Social chat. Traditional often works well. Arranging something formal. Digital might be better.
Interesting nuance. Okay, so we can tell the time in 2 ways. What else is crucial here? The vocabulary of punctuality.
Yes. 2.3 beyond the clock face. Once you can actually say what time it is, you need the words to describe your relationship to that time. Are you early, late, bang on?
The basic questions are easy, right? What time is it? Or maybe more politely, excuse me, do you have the time?
Yep, those are standard. But the real aha moment, the thing that often separates, intermediate learners from more advanced fluent speakers.
Let me guess. On time versus in time.
You got it.
Yeah.
That distinction is huge, and it causes so much confusion.
Okay, break it down for us. What's the core difference?
Right. To be on time is all about precision. It's about sticking to the schedule. It means punctual. Arriving exactly when you were supposed to.
Like the train is scheduled for 7 a.m., it arrives at 7 a.m., it was on time?
Exactly. Think schedules, appointments, deadlines where exactness is valued. Professional settings often demand being on time.
Okay, so on time, punctual, precise. What about in time?
In time is about success. It's about achieving something before the deadline passes or the opportunity disappears. It doesn't necessarily mean being precise. It means being early enough.
Okay. So back to the train. It leaves at 7 a.m. If I get to the station at 6:58 a.m., I wasn't technically on time for 7 a.m.
No.
But I arrived in time to actually get on the train before it left.
Precisely. You succeeded in catching it. If you had arrived on time, exactly at 7 time, the doors might already be closing. You'd be watching it pull away.
That makes it much clearer. On time is about matching the schedule. In time is about beating the cutoff.
Let's run through a few quick scenarios just to really hammer it home.
Okay. Scenario 1, a job interview. Scheduled for 10 a.m. sharp.
You absolutely need to aim to be on time. Arriving in time, say, at 9:58 is good. That gives you a buffer. But the expectation, the professional courtesy, is about punctuality. Being on time or just slightly before.
Right. Focus on precision. Okay, scenario 2, catching a connecting flight. The gate closes at 4:30 p.m.
Here, the absolute priority is arriving in time. If you sprint through the airport and get to the gate at 4:09 p.m., you made it. You were in time.
Even if your original flight was late and you weren't on time according to some theoretical schedule.
Exactly. What matters is success getting on that plane. The focus is beating the deadline, not pinpoint accuracy against the clock.
Okay. Scenario 3, going to a super popular restaurant that doesn't take reservations. They open for dinner at 7 p.m.
Interesting one. If you arrive exactly at 7 p.m., you are on time for the opening.
But
if it's really popular and you want a good table, maybe by the window you might need to get there earlier, say 6:45 p.m. By doing that, you arrived in time to snag the table you wanted before everyone else.
So you were in time for the opportunity, getting a good seat, even though you were technically early for the official on-time opening moment.
Perfectly put. One is about precision against a schedule. The other is about securing an outcome within a time frame.
Mastering that difference on time versus in time, that really elevates your English, doesn't it? It shows a deeper understanding.
It really does. It moves you beyond just knowing words to understanding context and implication. Precision versus margin.
Okay, so we can tell the time, we understand punctuality. Now let's put it all into action. How do we actually use this knowledge to coordinate with other people?
Exactly. We're moving from just, stating facts about time to actively negotiating it. Section 3 is all about the social side, the practical language of scheduling.
And often the language here is more about being polite and tactful than just pure grammar.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in English-speaking cultures, how you phrase things when making or changing plans really matters.
Let's start with 3.1, key phrases for initiating and confirming appointments or meetings. How do we kick things off?
Well, you need to be clear about what you want, but usually frame it as a question or a proposal, leaving room for the other person.
So not just, let's meet Monday at 10, maybe something softer.
Right. You'd integrate those prepositions we learned straight away. Can we meet on Monday at 10 a.m.? That's direct, but still a question.
What about being a bit more open-ended, especially if you're not sure of their schedule?
That's often a good starting point. Something like, are you free sometime tomorrow afternoon? It narrows it down, but lets them suggest the exact time.
I also like phrases like, I was wondering if Tuesday morning might work for you. It feels very polite, less demanding.
That's a great one. Very common conversational buffer. Or simply, when would be a good time for you to connect next week?
Okay, so you've proposed a time, or they have.
Mm-hmm.
How do you lock it in? The confirmation step.
Crucial. You need to make sure you're both on the same page. Clear confirmation phrases are essential. Does 3 p.m. work for you is standard.
Or maybe, is that time okay? Or, shall we confirm Tuesday at 2?
Yep. Or slightly more formally, does that time suit your calendar? That final check prevents misunderstandings later.
And what about very specific contexts, like calling the doctor's office?
Then the language can be more direct, more focused on the booking itself. I'd like to make an appointment with Dr. Chen, please.
Or maybe asking about availability first.
Right. Do you have any appointments available next Tuesday morning? Or for a business call, do you have any availability next week to schedule a quick call? Still polite, but very clearly about booking a slot.
Okay, making the appointment is one thing. But life happens. Plans change. 3.2. The language of rescheduling and refusal feels even more important sometimes. How do we say no politely?
This is absolutely critical in professional and even social settings. Just saying, no, I can't make it, can sound quite blunt or uncooperative in English.
Yeah, a bit harsh. You need to soften it.
Definitely. You need phrases that signal regret, explain briefly if appropriate, and ideally suggest an alternative.
So what's the go-to phrase if you need to change plans entirely?
The absolute standard is, can we reschedule? It's clear, polite, and opens the door to finding a new time.
Okay. And if a specific suggested time doesn't work, how do you decline that specific slot gently?
Use softening phrases. I'm afraid I can't make it then. The I'm afraid signals regret, or unfortunately I'm already booked at that time, or I'm tied up then.
Tied up. That's a good colloquial one for being busy.
Very common. But the crucial next step after saying no to a time is...
offer an alternative.
Yes. Don't just leave it hanging. Immediately follow up with a constructive suggestion. I'm afraid Friday doesn't work. Could we possibly do Monday instead? Or how about Thursday morning? Would that be better?
So you show you still want the meeting to happen, just not at that specific time. Keeps the momentum going.
Exactly. It shows continued commitment to the interaction.
We also sometimes hear people talk about managing time within a meeting. Phrases like soft stop or hard stop. What do those mean?
Good point.
Yeah.
That's important meeting etiquette. A soft stop at, say, 4 p.m. means you plan to finish then, and you'd prefer to, but if the discussion is really important, you might have a little flexibility, maybe 5 or 10 extra minutes. It's a polite warning that time is nearly up.
Okay, so soft means a bit flexible. What about hard stop?
Hard stop or hard deadline means absolutely no flexibility. I have a hard stop at 4 p.m. means the conversation must end precisely then, usually because you have another commitment immediately after.
Like another meeting or needing to leave?
Right. Using that language clearly manages expectations up front and shows respect for everyone else's time, too.
Okay, let's try putting all this negotiation language together in a 3.3 dialogue breakdown and role play. Let's move beyond just A says this, B says that. Let's make it flow.
Sounds good. Let's imagine we're trying to schedule a time to review a project proposal.
Okay, I'll kick it off. Hey, I was hoping we could find some time this week to go over the new marketing proposal. How does Friday afternoon look for you? Maybe around 2 p.m.
Oh, Friday at 2. Thanks for suggesting it. Actually, I'm afraid Friday afternoon is completely slammed for me. I've got back-to-back calls and a hard stop at 3.
Okay.
Could we perhaps push it to early next week instead? I'm looking at my calendar now. How about Monday morning? Say 10 a.m.
See how you did that? Softened the no, I'm afraid. Gave a reason, slammed hard stop, and immediately proposed a concrete alternative. Monday at 10 a.m. Very smooth.
Trying to model best practice.
Okay, my turn to respond. Monday at 10 a.m.? Yeah, let me just quickly check. Yep, that looks perfect for me.
Great. Okay, Monday at 10 it is. I'll send over a calendar invite right now just to lock it in and maybe add the meeting link.
Perfect. And that final confirmation with the calendar invite really solidifies it.
Yeah.
No ambiguity.
Exactly. That whole interaction, the initial proposal, the polite refusal with reason, the counterproposal, the check, the confirmation, that's the template.
That's the flow you want to aim for. Mastering that little conversational dance is key.
Absolutely. So for you listening, the practical task is to practice both sides of this.
Right.
First, how would you formally ask for, say, a doctor's appointment? Try phrasing it. Good morning. I'd like to schedule an appointment with Dr. Evans, please. Would sometime next Tuesday morning, perhaps around 11 a.m., be possible? Use that precise language.
And then practice the other side. How do you politely decline a meeting invitation that's just too early for you?
Maybe something like, thanks for the invite. Unfortunately, 8 a.m. is a bit too early for me as I have school drop-off then. Would you be open to moving it? Perhaps sometime Thursday afternoon would work better on my end. Soften. Explain briefly. Propose alternative.
Practice those scenarios. It makes a huge difference. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. Prepositions, telling time, scheduling language. Now for the final piece, putting it all together. Section 4, synthesis and practical application.
This is where we see the whole system working in harmony. Moving from knowing the individual rules to actually using them fluently in conversation.
We're aiming for integrated competence. Let's look at those 3 integrated scenarios from our source material. They show different rules intersecting. First up, situation 1, academic professional. This one's about pinpointing a fixed event.
Right. The example exchange was A, when is your final English exam? B, oh, it's already set. It's on Wednesday, November 20th at 9 a.m. sharp.
Okay, straight away you see the prepositions doing their job. On for the specific date.
Because the day number 20th makes it specific.
And for the precise clock time. 9 a.m. And that word sharp added at the end really underlines the importance of being punctual, being on time.
Exactly. Very clear, very precise language needed for that context.
Okay, let's shift gears.
Yeah.
Situation 2, social planning. This is more casual, negotiating a coffee meetup.
Here, the conversation might go, A, hey, do you want to grab coffee sometime this week? B, yeah, sounds good. How about Saturday morning, maybe at 10:30?
Ah, nice. Look at the layers there.
Yeah.
You've got the day, Saturday, which implies on Saturday, the general time segment, morning implies in the morning.
Right.
And then the specific time using the traditional relaxed style 10:30, locked in with the precise preposition at 10:30.
It flows really naturally, doesn't it? It uses multiple elements we've discussed, all woven together casually.
Definitely sounds like how people actually talk. Okay, third one. Situation 3, event timing. This one brings in rescheduling possibilities too.
Yes, maybe talking about a special movie showing. A, what time does that special screening start on Sunday? B, oh, it starts pretty late. It's at 8:45 in the evening.
Okay, pause there. Again, multiple layers. Traditional time, 8:45, correctly paired with at for the clock time.
Yep.
And then specifying the general part of the day using in the evening.
Exactly, but the conversation might continue. B, are you still free then? Or with it being that late, should we maybe reschedule for next week?
Ah, and there's the social scheduling language kicking in immediately.
Yeah.
Checking availability. Are you free? Proactively offering to reschedule. That's fluent communication right there.
It shows awareness of the other person's potential constraints. Very natural.
So seeing these examples, it really highlights how all these pieces, prepositions, time-telling, scheduling phrases work together constantly in real conversations.
They're not isolated rules. They're parts of a communication system.
Okay, so what does this mean for you listening right now? It means you've got the tools. You have the complete toolkit. The final crucial step is to activate it.
Yes. Time for the final challenge prompts. This is your homework, your immediate assignment to make this stick.
Challenge number 1. Use the preposition rules for a specific date. Tell us, or just say it out loud. When is your birthday?
And make sure you use in if you only give the month, my birthday's in August.
Or use on if you give the specific day and date, my birthday's on August 14th. Get that preposition right.
Challenge number 2. Focus on clock time precision and those time of day segments. Describe part of your daily routine. What time do you usually wake up?
Construct a sentence using at for the exact time and in for the morning. For example, I usually wake up at 6:45 in the morning.
Practice saying your actual wake-up time like that.
Okay, and the final challenge, the big one that combines everything. Make an appointment with a friend for lunch.
This means using scheduling phrases, proposing a day and time with the correct prepositions, and maybe even confirming it.
So actually formulate the request. Maybe something like, hey, friend's name, are you free for lunch on Wednesday next week? Does 1 p.m. work for you? Let me know.
That requires putting the preposition rule on Wednesday together with the scheduling language. Are you free? Does this work for you? It tests the whole system.
And being able to do that smoothly, to integrate all these pieces, that's the real difference, isn't it? It's moving from just knowing the rules to actually communicating effectively.
That's the goal. True functional fluency. #nag UTRO. So let's quickly recap. This deep dive has hopefully given you a really solid framework for handling time in English. We basically nailed down 3 major things today. First, you got a handle on the geography of time using those key prepositions correctly, on for days and dates, in for months, years, seasons, and at for precise clock times.
The foundation. Second, you're now equipped to deal with both ways of telling time. The efficient digital style, 7:15, and the traditional conversational style, 7:15. And crucially, you understand that vital difference between being on time punctual and being in time getting somewhere before it's too late.
Precision versus success. And third, you've got a toolkit of practical phrases. How to politely ask for a meeting, how to confirm it, and, maybe most importantly, how to gracefully refuse or reschedule when needed. That's social tact.
Okay, so you have the knowledge. Now comes the critical part, using it. Seriously, don't just let this sit in your head. Put it into practice today.
Yeah, implementation is everything.
Call your bank and ask about their opening hours using at. Schedule that coffee chat with a colleague using on and at. Even just narrate your own weekly schedule out loud to yourself, really focusing on getting on, in, and at right every single time.
That active practice, however small, is what builds the pathways in your brain. It's the only way to mastery. And before we wrap up, we wanted to leave you with one final thought to chew on. It connects back to that really interesting distinction we discussed between on time and in time.
Right. If being on time is about external rules, schedules, respecting structure,
precision,
punctuality, and being in time is more about internal goals, seizing opportunities, ensuring you succeed before the window closes,
sufficiency, margin, beating the deadline.
Then the question for you to reflect on is this. In your own life, which do you tend to prioritize more? Are you driven by the need to be strictly on time for everything, adhering closely to external schedules?
Or do you perhaps focus more on ensuring you are in time for the things that matter personally to you, making sure you don't miss out on opportunities, even if it means being flexible with strict clock times?
Is there a difference in how you approach professional punctuality versus personal timeliness? How does your own relationship with time reflect what you value?
It's just something interesting to mull over, isn't it? How we perceive and manage time often says a lot about us.
It's definitely food for thought. Well, that brings us to the end of this deep dive. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Hope it was useful.
We'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye now.